Damien, Fixing PC, and today we are coming to you from New York in the basement. Getting to love these basements. So we have a product here. I don't know how to pronounce it. Sannce, from what I see, and it's a 8-channel, 4-camera analog high definition DVR kit. Now I picked this up, to be honest, on eBay. This is really for experimental usage, as there are probably better products out there. I'm just using this to experiment, get things off my mind where configurations are concerned, compatibility and whatnot, and testing testers, to be honest, and all these other things. So to start off with that product, I don't want to make it sound like it's worse for wear or anything like that. It's just something I picked up really cost effectively. So I'm going to try it out today. So we'll start off with the unboxing. So it comes in a bigger box. Inside that bigger box you get these two smaller boxes. So you see the total size of it. It's kind of small. So it's really compact and neat. Shipping costs will be low with this, as it was. So yeah, so we'll get into the first one. This first one seems to contain the DVR, so let's get in there. So first we just take this out and open this up. Right. Doing this one-handed as I'm holding the camera. So yeah, so when I'm unboxing, I basically kind of cut the fanfare out. So inside the box, what you see there's a DVR, and I'll have to pause and get it out and then tell you what contents therein. Alright, so what was inside was first and foremost the DVR itself. Alright, it's well packaged. We'll get to that in a minute. There's a quick start guide, as well as some screws and accessories, software disk, I'm assuming, and there's some decals, so you can put up probably on your window outside, And then there's a box here, also came inside of it. Open this up, and in it there's the power supply, I believe. Right, there's a remote control and a mouse, and yep, power supply. Anything else? Nope, that's pretty much it. So yeah, alright, so this is what we have so far. Right, so we can see here we have the DVR. It's rather light. There's no hard disk in it. Doesn't come with a hard disk. You have to add your hard disk later on. And here we see we have 8 inputs that attaches onto the analog type HD connection. And we have an audio out. We have HDMI, VGA. We have 4 audio ins. Ethernet, 2 USB. The one on top, they say, is for the mouse. The second one is for backup upgrades. The RS485, it's for PTZs. And then we have the power. Other than that, that's pretty much it. There's vents on the side. And there's some control buttons to the front. You have your cardinal point controls, plus you have channel up, channel down, probably change the channel. You have the IR sensor right there, the receiver, I guess, and there's an escape and enter. Now for the cameras. So in the box there are 4 cameras approximately, and some papers, user manual, power supply, screws to each camera, and we have the cameras themselves. The cameras are model C11BW. Neat small cameras. 1000 feels like Just hard plastic. Don't know how well they would feel outside, but there's a waterproof seal on it, so I guess water will not be too much of an issue. It did say outdoor, so we'll put that to the test eventually. So we have screws to adjust, and it pivots, rotates, so you can make your adjustments. You see inside there are LEDs, and we have the night vision sensor that activates the IR. So we have that ×4, and we have cable. From what you can see, we have two different lengths of cable. I'll have to check the box, so it's the same length, looks like. I'll check the box and the contents to see what it is. So this is pretty much it for the unboxing. I'll set up one of these cameras with the NVR, and then we'll give it a test. Alright, so I got a cable out and the camera and the splitter from the power supply, but I'll just use a 12-volt power supply to basically power the camera. So I'll see you when I set that up. Alright, so now we have everything hooked up. Let's start describing what we have. So you can see the NVR with the mouse attached. We have a switch attached as well, and you see we have two cameras. This one is an IP camera, and this one is the camera that came with the system. As you can see the logo on the side, and this is something different. Right, and you see the connections here as I described them. This is the power for the switch. This is the uplink. No, sorry, this is this one. This is the link from the
switch to the
NVR, sorry, the DVR to the switch. Right, and then this is from the switch to the IP camera. Right, and then this is the uplink from the switch to the router that's over there, the Verizon router. Right, and it's all hooked up. We're now going to get into the configuration phases. So we're going to start to configure in a minute, but just to give you an idea of what the configuration looks like logically, we have this diagram. So here you can see, alright, so here you can see where we hooked up the analog camera and the IP camera. So the IP camera is going all the way up to the switch. The analog camera is going to the DVR. There's a connection from the DVR to the switch, and it all goes to the router, and the router of course goes out to the internet. Alright, so we are at the beginning configuration screen, and it says welcome to the configuration wizard. It will help you to configure the device. To continue, click next. So we click next. So we'll put in a password. I wonder what's the password by default. I don't know. There's no password, so you have to set one. We'll set that up later. We're just doing this basically for demonstration. So we're gonna get a time zone, and looking at yeah, so we're basically looking at we're trying to get the right time. Alright, so it's now scrolling. Alright, mouse wasn't scrolling there for a while. So you're looking at Eastern time. Today is the 21st at 2:30. 2:30? Wow, time flies. Date format, year, month, date. We change this to month, day, year. Date separator, use dashes. Time format, 24 hour. Yes, we want to keep that. Daylight saving time, you're going to enable it. Now we're going to leave that off for now, and keep the language as English. Next page. Test gateway. Alright, so we're going to retry the gateway test. Everything works out. Gateway is good, network is good, DNS is good. Alright, so go next. Now this is for when you want to download the app. You have a QR scanner, you scan here for the app, and then you will scan here to upload this. When you already download the app, you upload to the device, when you want to add a device on the app, you use this QR code to add the details of this device. So yeah, that's the end of that configuration pretty much. So you see we have camera 1. See how it looks close up. Not that bad, you know. Got some night vision going on. It looks quite alright. See, we in the basement. Former President Barack Obama right there. So we have some night vision going on. I just took off the light above the screen so that I can see the TV a lot better, so that you can see it too. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna get in and try to look for settings to add the IP camera. So you see it's not that bad looking. The quality is alright. You can see my phone that I'm recording this video from. Pull it back a little bit. So now we're going to go into the settings. You right click with the main menu and you go into system and we go into network. So here we can see it has DHCP enabled. I'm going to leave it at DHCP for now until I get to do another video which will have the configurations for port forwarding, and I'll show you how we set that up if we're able to on this Verizon network. I've tried before and I believe I would have to call Verizon to get okay, but we'll see how that goes. So we see we have the IP address 192.168.1.162, gateway is 1.1. See, the primary DNS is 1.1. You could put the secondary DNS as 8.8.8.8 and it'll work just fine. So let's do that. 8.8. I really like to put this one first, but it's just a matter of preference. If you have trouble in this configuration, you just switch it around and it usually solves the problem. So here we see the media port is 34567 by default and the web port is 80 by default. Now you can change these. Just be sure that when you're trying to access from the web that you use the ports that you put here, the values you enter here, that you put it there. Alright, and the HS download, I have to look into what that is. Transfer policy. Alright, so these are settings that you can all look up. So come out of the system. Alright, and now we get into general settings now. Oh no, sorry. Storage full override, DVR, yeah. So we get to see this here. These are settings that we did already. Okay, so we had to restart the DVR after changing the settings to accept to view 4 channels AHD and 4 channels at IP. And when we changed those settings, the DVR restarted and now we're back into the settings. So now we're going forward and everything worked out. Nothing much has changed. So auto connected mode, so we're just going auto for now. We can get more nitty-gritty later, but we're just going quick set, which is recommended. So we hit next and there we see we got one device, just this device, right, which is this one here, and we can select it, and when we select it, we add it. Oops, we added 2. Oh, my bad. So we want to add this, put the password in. I know the password for this one is 1 2 3 4 5, which is the default. Actually, the default for this camera as well is no password, but I put in 1 2 3 4 5 just for it to work for now. So I hit next and then hit OK. So I know I have a duplicate here, so what I'll do for this one, this is now the other camera. This is the IP camera. So you can see the IP camera, it has its link lights here. It's connected. Now it's going to be watching TV, and there you have it. The IP camera is now connected onto the box and you can see it. However, you have to give up 4 of your channels to get one IP camera. Seeing as the box came with 4, it's not bad for me, but if you have 8 cameras and you want to add an IP, then it could be a problem. So you have to carefully consider design when using these types of products. So there you have it. Basically, yeah, it works fine. I like the view from the original cameras. Funny enough, the HD cameras seem to look a lot better than this particular IP camera. Wonder why that is. See how President looks. Yeah, this IP camera is it's actually really cheap as well. As I said, I just bought the experiment just to see if it can be done, and now I know it can be done. Alright, so stay tuned for part 2 of this video, where we get into further configurations. And yeah, thanks for watching. Also, as a side note, if you want to view the cameras using different type of cameras on the system, because this is the AHD system, but I see where it can take IP from 960p and 5 megapixel. Now, if you just want to view HD cameras on it, or just use the 8 channels in the back, you can only have 8 HD 1080n channels. If you want to get the IP cameras included, like a mix and match, you have to get 4 HD channels for playback and 4 960p IP. That's the resolution it's going to play at for IP, 960p. Now you can have 16 1080p cameras, right? But you can't have anything else. And you can also have a 9 1080p cameras, and then you can have 16 IP cameras at 960p, or 4 5 megapixel cameras on the system. That's it. You can't put a single camera besides that on there. So you can decide if this type of system is good for you. As I said, I bought this for experimentation, and I've been learning a lot in the little time that I've put this on and started digging up. So yeah, I'll let you know how this ends, and I'll probably document the important little tidbits. So thank you.